order. Welcome to our two innovators today, Dr. Phil Zegerman and Duncan Ribbons from Tropic Biosciences in Norwich. Today we're looking at food security, launching our inquiry. We're keen to hear from you, the great science and technology that you're developing. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Chair, members of the committee, thank you so much for inviting us here today. It's a huge pleasure for us to introduce Tropic and share our journey and how Parliament and other partners can help us achieve our mission. So Tropic is a pioneering biotechnology company at the Norwich Research Park in the east of England. We were founded in 2016. We have just over 160 professionals, most of whom are based in Norwich. And to date, we've raised over $85 million worth of funding. Our mission is simple but ambitious: to use cutting-edge genetic innovation to improve tropical crops like bananas, coffee and rice, to improve food security, sustainability and livelihoods for millions, if not billions of people around the world. So why focus on tropical crops? Well, between now and 2050, half of all global population growth will be in the tropics. But despite this, tropical crops receive less than 1% of global R&D funding. In addition, tropical crops are also especially vulnerable to climate change, disease and supply chain pressures. And at Tropic, we saw this as a huge opportunity for us to make a real difference in the world. So what's our technology? We use advanced precision breeding gene editing to develop new crop breeds. This greatly accelerates the development of specific desirable characteristics such as climate resilience, disease resistance, increased yield and so on. To be clear, we're talking about gene editing here, not genetic modification. We're talking about introducing changes that can and do happen naturally, and we can do this at Norwich. For a crop like banana, which is sterile, it has no seeds, traditional breeding actually can't be used to make new varieties of banana. So gene editing technology is the only way to make new varieties of banana. And it's exactly using this technology that we've developed a world first, which is a new variety of banana that doesn't go brown and can stay fresh and yellow even after peeling, without affecting taste or nutrition. And this is important because up to 50% of bananas are thrown away in the supply chain because they go prematurely brown, which is a huge waste. Our non-browning banana is a game changer for reducing waste and carbon emissions in the supply chain. We predict it could reduce waste by up to 25%, which would be the carbon equivalent of removing 25 million cars a year from the road. It's exactly for this reason that our non-browning banana has been chosen to be a massive breakthrough by Time magazine, and they chose it to be one of the best inventions of 2025 across the whole world. And we did it in Norwich.
Yeah.
Importantly, gene editing technology is not only relevant for tropical crops, of course, but also for UK crops, livestock and fish farming. So because of this, we collaborate with many organisations to bring our technology to other areas of food production. So as an example, much closer to home, we're hugely proud of our partnership with the John Innes Centre and British Sugar. Together, we've joined forces to tackle a huge problem in sugar beet, which is virus yellows disease. In 2020 alone, virus yellows wiped out 25% of the yield of British sugar beet production, which cost the UK £65 million. With support from Innovate UK, together we are developing a virus-resistant sugar beet. And the aim of this technology is to reduce pesticides, protect farmers' livelihoods, and secure this important crop for the UK. We're all about sustainable production, more from less. Tropic is, of course, a UK leader in agritech and in precision breeding technologies, and we're committed to using science responsibly to solve real-world problems. So on that note, I'll now hand over to my colleague Duncan, who will discuss the benefits and regulation of precision breeding.
Thanks.
Thank you. So as Phil's explained, we focus on developing traits that provide resistance to devastating diseases, increase productivity, and reduce waste. And these can make a major contribution to policy goals of food security and sustainability. And the entire value chain benefit from these types of traits. For farmers, they protect their livelihoods, they get better productivity. For the retailers and distributors, they get surety of supply and they get better sustainability profiles. And for customers, we get better value for money and increased choice. The non-browning banana variety that we're bringing to market is the first new variety of banana to come to market in over 70 years. Mm-hmm. And we've benefited hugely from being based in Norwich. We're nestled in amongst several academic institutions with world-leading plant sciences faculties. And this gives us access to many benefits, a rich talent pool and availability of infrastructure for developing our products. But because we work on tropical crops, we can't do all of our work in Norwich. We just don't have the sunshine or the tropical climate. So we've had to work internationally in countries like Honduras, Colombia, Costa Rica, and the Philippines. And we've been fortunate enough to find favourable regulatory environments and collaborative academic and commercial partners. And there we've been able to test our products, build our supply chains, and get close to our customers and gain strong traction. And in this international work, we've engaged with the agri-food attachés, which the UK government has set up, to seek their support when trying to navigate some complex local situations, including non-tariff trade barriers. So we welcome that support. And we're very proud to be a British company, and that England in particular is showing leadership on regulatory front with the implementation of the Precision Breeding Act, which we expect in the coming weeks to be fully implemented. Excellent. And we're particularly pleased to see that in the EU reset negotiations, precision breeding varieties are being preserved and being kept out of the scope of the Sanctuary and Phytosanitary Agreement. And we applaud that. We do, however, have some reservations about the implementation of the Precision Breeding Act. The lack of entire UK coverage adds complexity for developers in the supply chain. And we also view the guidance published by the Food Standards Agency as being overly complex and somewhat undermining the central premise that precision-bred organisms should be treated the same as conventional organisms. One aspect, however, of the UK regulatory system that we really like is that there's a streamlined approach for testing products when they're in the experimental phase. Many countries who have implemented gene editing regulation have not included this, which makes it very cumbersome to develop products. So this is to be applauded. Much of the groundwork has been laid in the UK for us to capitalise on the precision breeding revolution. However, as we expect further growth, we'll need further investment and infrastructure to support this growth. And a critical factor in determining the success of this technology will be how it plays out in the court of public opinion. We believe that it's educating consumers and the value chain on the benefits of precision breeding is the collective responsibility that falls on the shoulders of all stakeholders. And we would call on the government to continue championing this technology and to support with the acceptance and adoption.
Great. Thank you both very much. We would like to ask you hundreds of questions. Unfortunately, we have a formal hearing on food security starting, but you've put down a lot of markers, and I know we would like to stay in touch, and we will be following up the points that you've made. Not least, I'm looking at the former Minister, Zeitner, and myself as the Minister of Science, how pleased we were to hear that the Precision Breeding Bill is about to come into force and that you're confident that it will offer advantages. So thank you very much, and thank you to everyone at the Norwich Research Park for being one of our powerhouses of plant science and agricultural science. Many thanks.
Very good.
Order.